Good evening. I'm Robert A. López, Chief of Police of Baldwin Park. I have the tragic duty to advise that one of our officers was murdered tonight. He answered a call of duty of shots fired to protect our residents in Baldwin Park. He and his other officers responded, and as customary with any police officer, any sheriff's deputy, they always respond and go into fire, and that's what he did tonight. Tragically, he lost his life. Our officer was an amazing man. He was an avid snowboarder, Dodger fan. One of the interesting things that I found is that he would travel with and go see the Dodgers play at different stadiums across the United States. So it's extremely tragic to have to deal with this. I ask for your prayers. I ask for the community to remember the officers and the deputies that go out there every day pushing it black and white, making it safe for all of our families, our residents, and the community as well. The other officer, he's in good condition. He's surrounded by his family, and that's all I have right now at this point.
Thank you, Chief. As you can all imagine, it is extremely difficult for all of us to be out here to discuss the murder of a police officer, but specifically for the Baldwin Park Police Department. It's a tough moment, so I really appreciate the Chief being able to come out here and address the comments that he made. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is taking the primary lead in the investigation of what is going to be, or it sounds like, a double murder. It looks like at least two people, one of them being our police officer who was shot and killed this evening, earlier today. Another individual that was found deceased of apparent gunshot wounds. And then we have the other police officer who was injured, and we're still trying to determine the extent of his injuries. Now, please be patient with us. I know it took us a while to get out here. We were trying to gather as much information as we possibly could, but the information I'm going to give you is probably going to change because it's early in the investigation. And I think most of you were out in the multiple crime scenes that we have out in Baldwin Park. And so there's a lot of our detectives, investigators out there, and they're going to piece it all together. They have to interview witnesses. They have to evaluate the evidence. So there's a lot of work still to be done. But this is what I could tell you, that at approximately 7:12 p.m. tonight, officers from the Baldwin Park Police Department responded to a calls for service of gunshots and a person down. And as the Chief said, for these officers, they didn't hesitate. They get a dispatch, somebody may need help, there's shots fired, they go right over there without hesitation. That's what these men and women do every day. When they arrived, they were met by gunfire. And again, I don't have any specifics yet. We're still trying to look into that. The call did indicate that there was an individual that was shooting rounds with a rifle. We're still trying again to determine exactly what that was. Obviously, one officer was struck and transported, and unfortunately, he is deceased. Very sad, very sadly to report that. The other officer is in stable condition. And then we have another victim that was found out there with apparent gunshots. Was the suspect that we have in custody, the suspect that we believe to be the murderer, police officer, and maybe the individual out there? Yes, we do. You also need to know that when the suspect engaged the officers when they arrived, after those shots were fired, they obviously bravely tried to fight. Other officers immediately went to their assistance. an officer-involved shooting did occur at that time. I can't tell you how many officers fired at this time. That's still being investigated. How many shots were fired? That's all still being investigated. But the suspect was struck with gunfire, and he was transported to a local hospital in stable condition. This incident occurred in the 4200 block of Filhurst Avenue in the city of Baldwin Park. That's all the information we have now. Like I said, there are multiple teams from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau who are out investigating, doing their thing, along with forensic folks. We did have our Special Enforcement Bureau that did respond earlier when there was some, as all these incidents are, they're very chaotic, to clear or help clear a home. But again, the suspect who murdered the Baldwin Park police officer is in custody, and he also murdered, or we believe he murdered, this other individual that was found out on the street. With that, I'm going to open it up to questions, but before I do, just a couple of points. I don't have much more information than I gave you, and it took us a little bit of time to get that together.